Just weeks after Satluj was pulled out of a streaming platform following a long censorship battle, another Indian film has run into trouble ahead of its release. The India story, Slow Poison in Progress, a courtroom drama on pesticides and food safety, is facing stiff opposition from India's agrochemical industry, less than a fortnight before its scheduled release in theatres on July 24. This year alone, at least 3 major Indian films have run into real-world resistance before or after release. Satluj, based on the life of human rights activist Jaswant Singh Kalra, spent years battling the censor board of film certification before finally being released on a streaming platform only to be pulled within days. Eetha, Shraddha Kapoor's biopic on Lavani artist Vithabai Narayan Gonkar, ran into a dispute over its title, with the artist's family and a political party demanding her name be restored to it. And now, the Indian story finds itself contested even before release. According to a detailed India Today digital report on the controversy, the film's teaser makes a series of striking claims that Indians are fed over 50,000 metric tons of pesticides a year, exposing more than 20 crore people to the hazard, and that this is linked to rising cancer cases, contaminated milk, and poultry, and what the film calls a slow poisoning of the country's food supply. Those claims have drawn a sharp response. The report noted that the Agrochem Federation of India, which says it represents most of the country's agrochemical sector, has written to the Central Board of Film Certification asking it to scrutinize the film before certification, calling the claims misleading and unsubstantiated. Separately, a Mumbai-based agri-business owner has sent the filmmaker a legal notice and has warned of court action if the film released unchanged. The dispute partly comes down to numbers. The film's teaser frames 50,000 metric tons of pesticide being fed to Indians. The industry body argues this actually reflects the amount used on farms, not consumed directly, and cites a lower figure of around 40,000 tons sourced to the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization. But government data tells a different story. Replies in the Lok Sabha and the Agriculture Ministry's own figures show India's pesticide consumption has ranged between roughly 58,000 and 68,000 metric tons in recent years, higher than either number currently being debated. There is also a regulatory question sitting underneath both this controversy and Satluj. Films releasing in theatre must be certified by CBFC, but OTT platforms are governed separately under IT Ministry rules, with no certification requirement at all. That gap is exactly what led Satluj release directly on a streaming platform after years of stalling at the CBFC. And it's the same gap the agrochemical industry is trying to close early this time by pushing for scrutiny before certification even begins, rather than waiting for a theatrical release to contest it. The broader pesticide debate long predates the film. The chemicals like glyphosate and 2,4-D, both still permitted in India, have been classified by the World Health Organization's Cancer Research Arm as possible carcinogens. Paraquat, a herbicide banned in more than 70 countries, continues to be used in India. Farmer groups including Rajasthan's Kisan Mahapanchayat have demanded a nationwide ban on it, and a petition on the issue remains pending before the Supreme Court. States like Kerala and Telangana have already moved to restrict certain herbicides. Speaking to news agency ANI, IFCO's managing director U.S. Ashwati acknowledged that farmers often use fertilizers and chemicals more than necessary, saying the practice was damaging the soil, even as it had become the easier habit for many to fall back on. Notably, the Agrochemical Federation itself doesn't deny that pesticide misuse is a real problem. It says awareness needs to improve while objecting to what it called exaggerated claims. The filmmakers, for their part, maintain the film is based on real events and intends only to highlight responsible pesticide use. For now, the film faces no legal order blocking its release, and the CBFC certification process continues. But the India story adds to a growing pattern this year, where Indian cinema keeps finding itself contested not by censorship rules alone, but by the very industries and community its stories chooses to depict.